know he did.
Is it your understanding that you guys are out on him, or kind of where are you guys at?
That's a question for Dana. He's still a free agent, right? So, I'm going and getting our players ready to play. And, as long as Bragy's out there, right, he's an option for all 30 teams. So, but I'm excited about the players that we have that we're going to bring to camp. We're preparing our team to win, and we are, getting some guys ready to play multiple positions just to create some flexibility in our club.
Dana recently indicated that will include Altuve. How much do you expect him to work in left field?
Well, we have been working in left field for the last couple of weeks, but he continues to take ground balls. I'm not going to commit to a number of games, but that's something that we are looking at to create some flexibility, put players in a position to succeed other players that we could, take care of. We could take care of the baseball, keep guys healthy, have a more balanced lineup, offensively. Those are the things that we are looking at, and that's what we are considering putting Jose, getting some time in left field.
How's he looked out there?
Look pretty good. I'm going slow here because he's such a good athlete that I'm not surprised by how good he's looked. But also, once you put someone on the field, now you gotta, worry about, the sun and the wind and the walls and all that kind of stuff. But right now, he's athletic enough to do it. In the last couple of weeks, we haven't seen why he should not be good over there in left field.
When did those conversations with him start about possibly not moving positions, but just experimenting and going out there? Like, how long has that been a thing you guys have been talking about?
You know what? Me and Jose, we have talked about that in the past. But I think it opened an opportunity this year for us to consider it just based on our roster and maximizing our roster and some of the young players who are coming up that could potentially impact our team. So that's something that, knowing Jose, he's like, he does whatever it takes for the team to win. And that's why, out of respect for Jose, our players, we are taking him out there for the next couple of weeks and see how it looks. We want to get some feedback from him before we commit to any amount of games or what it looks like with him out there or not out there. So we're taking our time, but where we are right now, he actually looked really good. The feedback that we're getting from him is solid.
What young players, you mentioned a few times young players are going to play a lot. Are there certain guys specifically who might have an outside chance to make the club who are going to play a lot?
Yeah, so we have a couple of outfielders that are knocking the door, and I'm going to give them an opportunity, those guys to compete in during spring training. Guys like the Senso and the Melton, we know Trammell and Hummel, guys who are already being in the system, but I think there's opportunities for those guys to make the club, and I'm going to give them every opportunity to make the club. Right now our lineup is very righty heavy, so that creates an opportunity for some of these guys that can hit lefty, could play multiple positions to make the club and help us, either in the starting lineup off the bench to create some, platoon, ways to win some games.
When you guys talk about just Altuve in left field being just increased flexibility for the rest, what are your other options at second base?
Well, you guys know that Dubon can play them all, so he's one of them. Obviously, we got someone like Wickham who we like the bat, who has played some second base. We are bringing some guys to camp, the Zach Short, the Bastidas, guys that have versatility, that can swing the bat. So we just trying to be open and creative to see what possibilities we have for opening the season, and also like during the season. If there's in case of injuries, we know in which direction we can go based on how we're going to handle the next couple of weeks in spring training.
Is Paredes a guy that can get a look over at second?
Right now, no. My plan is just to keep Paredes at third base.
We've talked a lot about Dubon's versatility and how that's his biggest attribute. Where's your balance there between wanting to keep that, but also he's one of your better defenders at second base, can handle the glove there. Where's the balance there with him?
Well, the balance is you're trying to win. So if he's our best winning card on that specific day, or when we look at when we put our team together, he's going to find himself playing out there a lot like he's done every year. He plays 140 something games every year at multiple positions because he's so versatile. He's so good at bouncing from one position to another. He allows me to make moves in the game where I know that I'm never going to run out of players because he's on our team. He's on the squad, and I could just put him anywhere on the field. So having him Gold Glove defender in the outfield and in the infield is super valuable.
How much is what we've just talked about, if at all, changed your views on how much you want to play Yordan in left field, or is that just kind of the same as it's been?
This is one, that's what I was referring to, Altuve playing some left. It creates us an opportunity to not run Yordan out there much, right? He is going to play some left, but I think I shot him there 55 games last year. I would like to cut that down because that's just a little bit way too many games. But he wants to go out there, and that's always a possibility, something that I always discuss with him, depending on who we're facing that day. But if we could cut those down, and that's one of the reasons why Jose in left field can be an option for us.
How do you feel the innings that Presley gave you? I mean, you had Abreu pitched in 78 games, Hader worked a ton. Now you're losing a key member of your bullpen. What's that balance?
Yeah, he was a big piece of our bullpen for many years. One of the best relievers the last, 6-7 years. This guy's, closed one of the biggest games in the history of the Houston Astros. So replacing those innings is going to be very challenging. We do have some guys that we're looking at, and we're going to give them some opportunities and see how we can kind of bridge those innings to Abreu and Hader. We got to see who will step up and take the ball and can pitch high leverage moments in the game, and we won't find those out till the season start. But we're going to give these guys the ball in big moments, just to see who can step up and hand the ball to Abreu and Hader late in the game.
I asked this only because Dana brought it up at the winter meetings a little bit. McCullers, are you going into camp as if he's going to work as a starter, or is he someone that could factor into that you just talked about?
You know what? Lance looks really good. And that's a conversation that I will have with Lance once it's close for him to getting on the field. And he's really, really close. But right now, I just like the Lance McCullers that I'm talking to almost every single day, how excited he is about the future and where he's at in his progress. But bullpen starter, it's just too early for that. I just want Lance to be healthy, because when he's healthy, he's going to help this team, and he's going to help this team this year. He is in a spot right now where I see his bullpens, conversations with him. He wants to be on the field so bad that I know that he will, play a role this year.
Do you feel a little bit better about this rotation with what Hunter gave you, Spencer, some of the young guys from last year?
I do. You could make a case that we probably have one of the best 1-2 punches in the game. Looking at Valdez and Brown, and then you look at the middle of our rotation, the year that Blanco had Spencer Arrigari, how he's turned the corner, the season around. And, Wisniewski will get an opportunity to be in the rotation. So I'm excited about these guys. They throw strikes, they're ground ball inducers. So, putting good defense behind them will be very important. But going into spring training, I'm excited about the 5 guys. And you guys know that we're going to need more than just 5. So we have a couple of guys in mind that are going to get an opportunity to start some games, and it will get a chance for us to evaluate them.
José, ¿podrías elaborar un poco el objetivo de usar Altuve en el jardín izquierdo?
Sí. Bueno, es cuestión de crear un poquito de flexibilidad para nuestro line-up. Estaba diciendo que jugué a Yordan. Le di, creo que fueron casi 55 juegos en el left field como iniciador. Me gustaría cortar esa cantidad de juegos. Y ahora mismo José está en un buen momento donde quiere hacer cualquier cosa por el equipo para ayudar, y nos da a nosotros la habilidad de jugar otros jugadores en ciertas posiciones, pues para crear un poquito de descanso para otros jugadores y también poner el mejor line-up que yo pueda todos los días en el terreno de juego.
Y por ahí vimos unos videos de Altuve ya practicando en el jardín izquierdo. ¿Has hablado con él cómo se siente conforme? Mencionabas algo con la altitud, el aire, todo eso puede afectar el juego.
Sí, pues ya lleva 2 semanas entrenando en el FI, se siente muy bien. El punto que quise decir es que pues las prácticas son diferentes a los juegos, tan pronto tú lo pones en una situación de juego, pues ya tenemos que pensar en la pared, el aire, el sol, son cosas que él todavía no hemos practicado bajo esos elementos. Ya cuando lleguemos a Sprint Training, pues vamos a tener la oportunidad de hacer esas cosas.